The United Nations has designated October 11th as the International Day for the Girl Child in recognition. The theme for the year is Girls' Vision for the Future. The emphasis is on listening to the girls and invest in improving solutions, accelerating progress towards a future in which every girl fulfills her potential. And what may be seen as the unusual happened at the Green Chamber on Thursday when the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, vacated his seat for a 16-year-old gender advocate, Ms. Isabel Anani, who conducted a special session commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child. This is the first time in the history of the House of Representatives that a sitting speaker would vacate his seat to allow a non-member of the House to preside over plenary.
The House joins the global community in commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child. This day highlights the challenges faced by girls around the world, while celebrating their resilience, potential, and crucial role in shaping a better future.
After taking the seat of the presiding officer, the shadow speaker presided over the presentation of a motion by the chairman of the House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development, Kafilat Obara, on commemoration of the 2024 International Day of the Girl Child.
The House is aware that gender discrimination is a global phenomenon that engulfed many nations of the world due to patriarchy and cultural stereotypes. While other nations have made giant strides in closing the gender gap, Nigeria is still grappling with these issues, starting from access to education, healthcare, and access to basic amenities. Despite Nigeria being a signatory to the Convention of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW, Convention on Child's Rights, and many others, like harmful practices like the female genital mutilation, is still being practiced in some parts of the country, which is a direct violation of human rights of women and, of course, the girls.
Adopting the motion, the House resolved to urge the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the National Orientation Agency, alongside other stakeholders, to collaborate with schools, community organizations, and religious institutions to educate the public on dangers of drug abuse, promote a drug-free lifestyle, and make provisions for rehabilitation. Consequently, the Shadow Speaker mandated the House Committees on Women Affairs and Social Development and Basic Education Services to engage the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Federal Ministry of Education, with other stakeholders by organizing workshops, creating awareness campaigns, and monitoring progress to ensure compliance.
I envision a future where every girl, regardless of where she comes from, has an opportunity to flourish, where education isn't seen as a high pedestal privilege, but as an essential tool to equip girls make important decisions that affect them and ultimately the places they come from. According to the United Nations, nearly 1 in 5 girls are still not completing lower secondary school, and nearly 4 in 10 girls are not completing upper secondary school today. As if these numbers aren't concerning enough, they are at a constant risk of harassment and the what-ifs that are associated with violence, which simply should not exist. I want a future where we don't have to combat all the overwhelming experiences of childhood and adolescence alone.
Addressing the House, Ms. Anani, winner of the Girl Takeover Initiative, who has just gained university admission to study engineering, emphasized the need for a future where every girl has an opportunity to flourish, where education isn't seen as a high pedestal privilege, but as an essential tool to equip girls to make important decisions that affect them, and ultimately the places they come from. This year's theme conveys both the need for urgent action and persistent hope, driven by the power of girls' voices and vision for the future. And elsewhere in Abuja, stakeholders stated to get the best of the girl child, they must be harnessed early, groomed early, and supported early. According to them, accelerating actions to ensure equity for the girl child is hinged on education and foundation that must remain a priority. The aim of the International Day of the Girl Child is to empower girls and amplify their voices to share the issues they experience across the world and the support they want from the international community.